How to overcome people pleasing as an Enneagram Type 2. Here's the thing, all of us can struggle with people pleasing, but I do have to admit, those in the feeling triad and specifically Type 2s can struggle more so with people pleasing because they have such a desire to help people win and thrive in life, and they want to be loved and wanted, and so they're driven by people and their opinions. But here's the thing, you don't have to be a slave to that. Even though this is a battle for you, it doesn't define you, and you can completely find freedom from this, and that is the purpose of this video today. I'm gonna tell you exactly how to overcome this in 3 simple steps. But first I have to tell you about a story. So I had a friend come up to me, and I'm pretty sure she's a Type 2, but she's still figuring it out. But this example connects to what Type 2 struggle with. So that's why I'm gonna bring it in. So this friend comes up to me, let's call her Melanie. Melanie is calling me up, Callie, I have to talk to you about something. I'm like, okay, yeah, what's up? Shoot me straight. She goes, you know what? My husband and I really want to go to Alaska. In fact, we actually got called to go there for a work trip, and our company is paying for it. And yes, we're gonna do some work, but we also have time to enjoy ourselves. But here's the thing, I don't think we're gonna go. And I was like, what? Wait, what? Why are you not gonna go to Alaska? This is your dream, you wanna go. Your work is gonna pay for it. This is an opportunity to go. Tell me what's holding you up. And she said, I don't think I can do it because the people in my church. I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, well, the people in my church, they're gonna think that we're so selfish for taking a vacation this summer, and it's just not worth it to me. So we're actually making the decision not to go. I said, hold up, wait a second. You're not going to go on a work trip where you can make income for your family, it's being paid for, and you can enjoy some time, all because you're fearful of what the people in your church are gonna think about you. Number one, if the people in your church are judging you for going on a vacation, what church are you a part of? Number two, people do not get to dictate your life. Now, I'm not gonna tell you the outcome of the story because it didn't make me happy, but this is what drives me insane and makes me hurt for my fellow Type 2 friends. I'm a 3-wing too, so I get this side. And living as a slave to pleasing people is the most miserable thing ever. In fact, I have a verse to share with you guys. This is so good. This is Proverbs 29, verse 25. It says, fear of man, people, women, fear of man will prove to be a snare, meaning it's gonna snatch you, it's gonna capture you. It will prove to be a snare, but whoever trusts in the Lord is kept safe. The Bible talks so much about seeking to please God over people because it is going to be a snare. God's word tells us that. He's saying it might be appealing externally, their voices might be loud, but if you take that path, it's gonna capture you. It's gonna captivate you. It will lead you down a path of destruction. If I'm so confused of listening to this person or this person or this person, I'm pulled in all of these different directions. But if I'm listening to the voice of God and know where He's calling me and what He's putting before me, I can make that decision in confidence regardless of what other people think of me. And that's my hope for you. Whether you're a Type 2 or you're like me as a Type 3 and can still struggle with people pleasing, friend, sister, brother, we have to get this right because there is freedom awaiting us on the other side of people pleasing, and we don't have to be a slave to it. So here are my 3 steps to help you overcome people pleasing. Number 1 is that verse that I just read. You and I both have to be so saturated in truth and in God's word and in prayer so that we know where God is calling us. If we don't know the voice of God, if we don't understand what He's called us to do with our time and our energy, then we're gonna be swayed by other people and their opinions. Talking about my friend Melanie and that situation, if she know her financial goals with her husband, their work goals, that resting is actually good and biblical. It is very biblical to get away out of your basic environment to rest and refresh with the Lord. If she knew that that was a goal for them and something they wanted to be intentional with and make happen, then she could have made that decision in confidence because it helped them achieve the goals and the things that God has put before them, an opportunity that He was wanting to bless them with. But because she wasn't clear on her goals or what they're doing with their life and is just kind of going with the flow, she's swayed by other people. So that's point number one. You and I both have to know the truth, and we have to get so clear on that. Number two is that you have to set your plan before other people set your plan for you. And I know this can sound kind of crazy because it's like, wait, aren't we supposed to live our life open-handed and be willing to serve and help people? Yes, we are. But here's the thing, kind of back to what I was just saying in point one. If my friend Melanie would have known her goals or what God was calling her and her husband to in that season, she could have clearly discerned if she was supposed to go on the trip or not. And I'm not saying she had to go on the trip. She could have said no, but I would hope that the no to that trip was because, oh, this doesn't align with what God's calling us to do this month or in this season, and so we actually don't need to go on this. But the scary part is that that no was determined by the people around her and their opinions about her. And so you and I have to be so clear on what is the plan that God has given us right now. So to break this down really practically, I run a company. That is a mission, something God has put in my life and called me to steward. So I need to be faithful with that daily to steward my business. I'm married. It is a beautiful duty that I get to serve my husband and help him thrive, and that we get to be intentional in our relationship. God has given us a household, finances, things to manage. He has called us to be in His Word day and night, to meditate on the law. And so I'm going to plan those callings in my life first on a daily basis, literally in my schedule. And then if I have people saying like, hey, Callie, let's go get coffee. Let's do this. Let's do that. Let's do this. And I look at my schedule and it's like, there's no human possible way I can go get coffee with 6 people today and steward the things that God has called me to do. So then the answer is clear that I have to say no, because if I'm not faithful in these little things, I'm not going to be given more. And this is what God has called me to. And so that's step number 2, is you have to plan your day. You have to at least have clear intentions with what God is calling you to do in your life so that you have boundaries to say no, because there's always more people to help. There's always more people to talk to. And if you are being controlled by people, you're never going to be faithful with the things God's asking you to do in your life. And I love it. God says that we need to love others in the way that we love ourselves. But if we can't love ourselves and take care of our soul, it's going to be a struggle to love other people in a greater capacity. Okay, step number 3 is to recognize that helping yourself is actually helping other people. So let me elaborate. Type 2s often feel like, but I want to be helpful. I want to be present and really help people thrive in their life. That's why I keep saying yes and yes and yes, and I care about their opinions. But here's the thing. If you and I can think bigger picture, like get out of this moment, actually helping someone is helping yourself first. Think about an oxygen mask. Like when you're going on a flight, they always say that if something were to happen, grab your oxygen mask, put it on, then help the person next to you. They don't say help the person next to you and then get your oxygen mask on. Why? Because you're going to pass out. You could die. You could experience like you're going to try to help everyone else, but you can't help yourself. But as soon as you help yourself, you then can help other people. And so that's the same concept with type 2s. Well, all of us in life, but for type 2s to really understand is that when you take care of yourself, when you put that mask on, you are helping those around you thrive. And so what might be saying no to something small? Like you could say no to a good thing so that you can say yes to a greater thing. That's the vision you have to keep, and you have to recognize what you're doing with your time and why saying no to people or opportunities isn't always a bad thing, but it's a good thing because you're saying yes to the greater thing. And my friend, that's why it's so important that you and I both are really consumed with God's word and where He's instructing our life to go. Because if we don't know that, we're just going to be swayed back and forth between people and their opinions, which is so exhausting. And that's not the way God has called us to live. Okay, share this with your type 2 friends. If this video was helpful or beneficial, share this on your social media, text them the link to this, because we want to help spread hope to more and more people so that they understand how to overcome these personality type stereotypes of being stuck in people pleasing. You can find freedom. You just have to be intentional and take the right steps to move forward, and you totally can do it. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't hit subscribe yet, make sure you subscribe to my channel so that you get notified every single time there is a new video that comes out and you are supporting me and my business and spreading hope to other people whenever you do that. I'll catch you guys on the next video.